Welcome. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another week in freight, where today I'm going to chase across the nation and find out where the best freight volumes are. In my experience, you find high freight volumes, you find high freight rates. With what I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to show you where I'm going to place my truck this week, and well, let you guys be the judge of where you want to place yours. If you like what I'm about to show you guys, in the description there's a link. Click it, try it for free for 30 days. And as I always say, free is free, and don't haul cheap with this tool. No matter what lane you're in, whether you're familiar with it or not, you will have the trucker's edge in negotiations. So let's get this party started. Let me get a sip of coffee first. Good God, it's early. All right, guys, let's dig in. What I'm gonna look at right here is the national load count, and right now it's 11 a.m. Eastern time. And you want to look at the truckload ratio, the in versus going out. For example, right here, like Alabama, it's showing 294 van loads coming in versus the 824 going out. So right now, Alabama is super stout. Arizona, 126 loads in, 458 going out, which is super strong. Arkansas, same. California, still showing strong. Colorado, not so bad. Colorado, see this right here? 246 loads going in, only 71 coming out. That's just, that's just not a good market. Don't do it. Connecticut, no. DC, no. Delaware, no. Florida, wow, Florida's still strong. Look at this. 1,381 loads coming out of Florida versus the only 694 going in. Georgia, I'm a Georgia boy. I'm in Georgia. I'm in Atlanta. I'm in the A. 653 loads coming in, 2,224 going out. Jesus, I like it. And I'm just going to browse through here. If you see something you might want to, you can feel free to pause the video if you want to see your state. All I know is I'm in Georgia, and Georgia is hot. Hot. I'm loving it. All right, so what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna start right here in Atlanta. And I'm gonna move it up this week. I'm gonna move it to 150-mile radius deadhead, and general, just van. And if you do something other than van, it's got all your stuff right here. Whether it's flatbeds, reefer, Conestoga, containers, decks, standard, decks, specialized, dry bulk, hazmats, other equipment, tankers, vans, specialized. You can even get down into the specifics. Auto carrier, B-train, Conestoga, container insulated, container refrigerator, conveyor, double drop. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And I keep on getting a lot of guys that's hot shot. Does it have hot shot loads on here? Absolutely. Let's see. I don't think it actually per se says hot shot. But in looking for a hot shot load on the DAT board, what you do is just put it in flatbed or decks and type in the dimensions and the specs that you're looking for, and there you go. So if you've got a hot shot and you've got a 20-foot trailer and you can carry 7,000 pounds, 12,000 pounds, whatever your pounds is, just put the weights in here, right here. See right here, the length and the weight right here. Put that in, and it's only going to pull the loads for that. So without further ado, let's jump into the van market in Atlanta. This is exciting. 18, no, it dropped. It was 18 a minute ago. 1792 in the Atlanta area within a 150-mile radius. And right here, let's click on the offer, see who's got some money on the board. And this right here is just an indicator of what the broker is putting an offer out there for. A lot of brokers do this because they're going to get a lot more calls and a lot more hits just because they're putting this up here. And a lot of people don't like to negotiate. So they're like, oh, I'll take that one. But if you look right here where it says 4,500, over here in the right-hand column, it shows right here they're offering 4,500, but the 15-day is right here. This is what makes this tool so unique, the 15-day average. And when you call the broker up, which this load is not a good example. Let's try this one. All right, here's a good example. This is going from Birmingham to Auburn, Maine, or no, that's Massachusetts. Uh, they're offering $2,400 on it. It's a full load. It's 43.5 on the pounds, and the 15-day rate says 32.86. So when you call the broker and say, I'm interested in this load, but I'd probably go 35. I'd say, I can move this one for 35. And they're either going to say, is that your best, or blah, blah, blah. We've been moving it for 24. And if that's the case, just tell them, say, okay, well, my rate's 35. The best I could do is 33. And if they still don't want to play, say, listen, just, if anything changes, call me back. Get off the phone with them. Don't waste your time. Just tell them to put in an offer. And if anything changes, call you. And get off the phone. It's that simple. And then look for another load. And if they do happen to call you back before you book another load, awesome. It's a win-win. If they don't call you back by the time you book another load, it's awesome. It's win-win. You just keep doing the same old, same old. Just put an offer in what you want it for, and say, hey, if anything changes, call me back. So Georgia's looking pretty stout right here. Let's see, Atlanta to Los Angeles. I missed out on the load yesterday on this load right here, and it was going for 4,300. Now the 15-day average is only showing 28.47, but here in the last some odd months we've been in the crappy system or rates. It's just been in the pits. And well, with this result right here, 1,789 loads in this area, that means there's a lot of freight and not a lot of trucks. So they're not going to get that $2,800. They've got to step it up. So that's where this right here comes into play. They're offering more to go the same route because they got to move that freight. So this in turn is going to drive the rates back up, and it's going to drive that 15-day average back up. So on this count, you don't want to go by that 15-day average, because the 15-day average is reflecting the last 2 weeks of crappy rates. And just right now, as right here, 1789, there's a lot of freight right here. So that last 2 weeks of crappy rates does not reflect today. Out of that 1,789 loads available, there's only a percentage of those trucks available to move these loads. And trust me, there's not that many trucks, or this number wouldn't be that high. Also, they wouldn't be offering over $1,000 more than the 15-day average. But like I said, yesterday I missed out on the load. Is a Landstar load. Basically the same thing, Atlanta to LA. It's right there in the LA area. And that load was a Landstar load, and it was going for 43. And I missed out on it. I called about 30 minutes too late. Now here's one. Here's a good example. Boaz, Alabama up to, is that, how you say that? Pulliwap. Let's just say Washington. 15-day on that's been 42.83. So that right there is reflecting the last 2 weeks of crappy rates. They're wanting to move it for 45. If I called about that load, I'd attack it for at least about 52, 53, and say, look, I can move it for 52 or 53. And if they say, oh no, if they don't laugh or gasp, you didn't go high enough. And if they say, no, we can't do that, say, okay, well, take my number. If anything changes, call me back. And then, like I said, look for another load. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and try to speed this process up. And this video here, I'm not going to go cover too much on rates. I know a lot of you guys want me to cover rates. But this video is just going to be based on the volumes. Because if you go to the volumes, you go to the cities and the areas and the regions that's got high volume, you're going to get higher rates. It's just, it's just nature. It's just how it falls. It's supply and demand. There's a lot of demand right here, and there's not a lot of supply being trucks. So I'm thinking about starting another series and just dive into the lane rates. This right here is like the weekend freight as far as volume, and maybe start another video series where I basically cover the area and show different lane rates for different areas. Or hold on, let me get a sip of this perfectly brewed coffee. Cheers. Or you can click that link down there, sign up for free, and do it all yourself. So let's go over to Birmingham and see what Birmingham looks like, which I know it's within 150 miles, so it's going to pick up a lot of the same. 1350 on the Birmingham side, so even Birmingham, if you're in this area, you're in the right spot. Let's go to Dallas. Last week Dallas was, I think they was around 300 loads. Let's see if they've stepped it up. 605. Dallas is looking good. Dallas is looking, straight up good. All right, let's go down to Houston. Last week, Houston was whooping Dallas on the volumes. Let's see what they're doing this week. Last week is almost double. And this week, they've barely beaten them. 824 loads available in the van market in Dallas. Sweet. So if you're in that Georgia, Dallas, Houston swing, it's looking pretty good for you. Let's go to Phoenix. Come on now. I give up. I got a camera sitting like 8 inches away from my face, so it's kind of, I got to look around this camera. So what's Phoenix got? Hey, there you go. 316 exact loads in Phoenix. If you see this right here, 763, that just means there's more loads a little beyond that 150 mile deadhead radius. But Phoenix is looking stout. Now let's go to Los Angeles. And I was just in California a couple days ago and it was solid. Cali, you falling. Last week, I think Cali was over 1,000 loads last week, but still, or not Cali, but just LA, over 1,000, which is still pretty solid. So, yeah, I'd go back. If I can find a load, I'm going back to Cali. Let's go up to NorCal, Tracy, California. We'll bump this up to 200 just to pick up the Sac area and all the Bay Area and Lodi and all that stuff. Northern Cal's got 343 exact loads, and let's see what their rates are, if they've got anything coming back to, say, Florida. Massachusetts for $5,000. That load's being offered for $49.60, so they're right there on the money with that one. Let's see, Hazleton, PA. They're little less than the money there. They're about $300 shy, but I want us to find one going to Florida. Come on. All right, moving on. There's not one in there. So let's move this back down to 150 and let's shoot up to Portland. I cannot type for crap today. Come on, DAT board Portland. What you got? If I'm not mistaken, DAT board headquarters is up in Portland. And guys, you are weak. DAT, you are weak. 51 exact loads in the Portland area. So you don't want to be up there. Let's go to Seattle. Seattle's coming in with 64 exact loads. Sheesh. Yeah, you don't want to be up in the Pacific Northwest right now. I don't want to be up there anyway. Let's go down to Salt Lake. Salt Lake City, Utah. See what you got. 25 exact loads in Salt Lake. It's hurting in Salt Lake. Let's go over to Kansas. Kansas City, Missouri. What you got? 118 exact loads. A little further deadhead. They got plenty of freight, but I guarantee you a lot of that's going to be pushing over towards St. Louis. Let's check out St. Louis. St. Louis. What you got? $360 loads in the St. Louis area. Look at this. 3,000 total results. Let's see if I can scroll down far enough to pull up those alternate results. Here, okay, here they are. Here's the similar results. And here's an example. Like Louisville, 266, 283, 244, 169. See, this right here is just the loads outside that 150 mile deadhead. So you might deadhead a little further than 150 miles, get a load, but like here's one going to Spokane. It's $4,000. It's been averaging 38.57. Yeah, I wouldn't run it for that, but you know, I don't know, maybe. Let's see. That ain't but 2,000 miles. Yeah, I'd run it for that. That's long miles and almost $2 a mile. Yeah, I'd run it that. Yep, absolutely. Now let's move on from St. Louis. Let's go over to Memphis. Memphis. Uh-huh. Memphis coming in with, come on, slow down, 688 exact loads. Looking solid, Memphis. Memphis, I've always had good luck with Memphis. Let's go Nashville. Come on, guitar, what you got? 624 loads in the Nashville area. Sweet. Let's shoot down to Savannah. And I'm gonna say Florida for last. I'm gonna do Florida last this time. I'm just curious to see what the freight is down there and what they're offering for it. So Savannah, Jesus, I like it. 1,093 loads in Savannah market, which a lot of that's gonna be Jacksonville. But yeah, super solid in Savannah. What kind of rate you got? Savannah to Portland for 48. That load's been going for 46. They got one for 48. Here's one going up to Canada for 39. That's $900 over the average. Here's another. They're right there on the average. Shit. Yeah, they're right there on the average. That's pretty cool, pretty cool. Those ports are working. Let's come up to Columbia, South Carolina. 1,004 loads in Columbia, South Carolina. Carolina's still looking stout. Let's go to Charlotte. No Kakalaki. 893 loads in the Charlotte area. Yep, Carolinas is still looking solid. Let's go up to Richmond and check out that, and then check out the New York area. Richmond's coming in with 284 exact loads, so that ain't too shabby. Let's go to the Northeast. Pick up New York, Jersey, and all that good stuff right there. 388 loads. So it's a little weak. Let's check out. I know this is going to pull up a lot of the same freight, but a lot of people like this lane here. 484 in the Allentown, PA lane. So plenty of freight right there in that area. Yeah, here you go. North Bergen, New Jersey from Allentown is 94 miles away. So I know it's picking up a lot of the same freight, but if you don't want to go into the boroughs, the extreme Northeast, you can flirt with Allentown and still get freight out. That's what I always do. Let's see, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, what you got? 347 exact loads. Not too shabby. Now, let's go to Ohio. Let's do a quick reference on, let's see, Canton, Ohio. Come on. Where you at? I got to speed this up. And then we're going to check out the Michigan market. I had a request to check it out. Canton, Ohio, they'll just say Cleveland area up toward northeast side of Ohio, 435 exact loads. Getting better. You've been weak, Ohio. You've been weak. Let's come down to Cincy. There we go. Cincy's coming. What you got? 397 exact loads in the Cincy area. Pretty good, pretty good. Let's check out Detroit. And yeah, this is going to pick up a lot of the Northwest Ohio as well. Detroit's coming in with 139 exact loads. Yeah, no. All right, let's go far up to, let's go to one of my favorite places up there. How do you spell? Here you go. Cadillac, Michigan. Well, how the hell you spell Cadillac? C-A-T. There we go. Let's depend on, it's CADILLAC. Okay. That's way up there in the Michigan area. It's pretty country up there. 63 exact loads. And probably Holland is within the deadhead of Cadillac, Michigan, but we're just going to check out Holland as well. 307 exact loads in the Holland, Michigan area. Not too shabby. Here's one going down to El Paso for 2,200, and it's been going for 2,981. Integrity Express, you have no integrity. You're trying to rip a driver off. This load's been going for dadgum near $3,000, and you're trying to push it for 22. How dare you? Integrity my butt. I know it's just part of the game, you know. You gotta try to move it as cheap as possible. But you know, a lot of drivers that move cheap freight, they don't know any better, and therefore you are a predator and you're taking advantage of people. They might have 4 kids they need to feed. Jesus. Integrity. Let's go up to Chicago. I usually save Chicago for last, but Chicago, you've been like the little runt here lately, so we ain't even going to save you for last. Chicago, 501 loads. Okay, you're stepping it up, Chicago. Better than last week. Let's go up to, there we go, Milwaukee. What you got, Milwaukee? 401 exact loads. All right, looking good, Milwaukee. Let's go over to St. Paul. I always go do St. Paul because I'm not always like, how do you spell Minneapolis? It's like Minnaopolous. Blah, blah. Screw it. St. Paul is much easier. Y'all keep in mind, I'm just a poor-born Southern boy, North Georgia, trying to make it in the world. I'm not the brightest crayon in the box, but at least I'm in the box. Come in. That's pretty cool. That's off the hip. St. Paul's coming in with 64 exact loads. Ugh. I don't know about all that. You're usually pretty stout up there. Yeah, but you're not today. All right, guys, let's go check out Florida. I'm curious about Florida. First, let's check out Orlando. Now, let's just check Medley. That's Miami area, if you don't know. Medley, Florida. What do you got? 311 exact loads in the Medley area. And let's see. Here's one for Miami to Salt Lake for $2,500 for 3,000. Yeah, I know. Brooklyn, New York for $2,900 from 1,200 miles. Now, I could work with that. Let's see, another New York for 28. Sioux City, Iowa. They're way under par on that one. That loads, no. 1,700 miles. I'd move it. I would move it for this right here. For that 3722, I'd move that load all day long. But for 23, nah, no, negative. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Florida's looking pretty solid. I mean, I can't say that. They don't look pretty solid as far as the rates. They look solid for the volume. Now let's go up to Orlando. See what Orlando's got. 861 loads in the Orlando area. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, Florida's pumping them out this week. I guess, you know, it's reefer season. A lot of reefers is doing the reefer stuff, and they're not pulling the drive-in stuff, and they're leaving this drive-in stuff for us, and well, we need to be like, I ain't hauling it. Even still, I'm not going to haul it. But if I'm down there, if I happen to luck up on a good run going to Florida, and I can get some of these loads coming out, I'd probably go ahead and jump on it. You know, like this right here, Dallas, Tampa over to Dallas. It's been going for $22.60, and they're offering $15. Chet, there you go, man. You need to get your butt to work. Echo Global, call them and get it. Tell them you take it for $25. The volumes are high down there, so get you a good load. Kissimmee to Dallas, that load's been going for a little, about the same rate. Westchester, Ohio. Let's see, that load's been going for about 21. So yeah, there's some freight down there. Allentown, no. That's not worth $1.50, $1.60. Nope, a mile. Nope, nope, nope. Deadhead. Quincy, or no, that's not Quincy. Is that Odney? Oni? Oh, we click on it and see. That load's been going for 1,200, and they're trying to push it for 1,450. Yeah, I wouldn't hesitate on that. 25,000 pounds, 800 miles for 1,450. I'd try to get it for about 15 at least. Pretty cool. Okay, my assumption, or not my assumptions, my end cap here is, well, I'm in Georgia. So I'm going to see if I can book me a load going long back to Cali, or I'm going to play down here in the southeast. I'm going to say in the Carolinas, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky. I'm going to stay down here in the southeast, and yeah, that's what we're going to do. Guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you're still hanging around, you rock. Thank you. If you like what I'm doing, click that link in the description. Try it out free. It's free for 30 days. Oh, I've done it wrong. Free is free. And don't haul cheap with that tool. Do what I just did. Anyways, guys, catch you in that next video. Peace.